guys? Thanks for joining me today on GoTV. Today we are going to be working on covering up this propane tank. We're going to build a two-panel enclosure just to cover it up and give it an aesthetically pleasing look when you come up the driveway. Nobody really likes to look at a propane tank when you're walking up to the house, so we're going to try to cover it up, make it look really nice, and hopefully you'll learn something. Maybe I'll learn something. Who knows? So one thing we have to do is we have to get a height on how high we want our panels to be. I basically want to cover, this right basically to the top of this propane tank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a level so I can get an accurate measurement of how high we need to be. So we are looking at, we've got a height of about 55 inches, and we're looking at roughly, I want to come with two 4-foot panels, because 4-foot panels would just give me enough to cover the area that I need to cover for this propane tank. So let's get started, get some tools out, and let's start cutting. So before we get started with taking all our tools out, what I want to do is I want to salvage some old wood that we do have that we can utilize for those panels. But, you know, anytime we try to do anything, we try to do it on a budget, save as much as we can. So eventually I'm gonna redo this deck, and I'm not gonna completely rebuild it. I'm just going to change the decking boards, which are probably about 60 years old by now. They're starting to rot. So the decking board's going to come out, and I'm going to create new railings and do a different style of railing. So like these 2x4 railings that I currently have, they're still in good shape, and those are basically what I want to use to frame out my panels. So I'm going to cut these out, and so just to save a few bucks on covering a propane tank. So let me get started cutting. So we're going to start cutting our 2x4 pieces. So I need 4 pieces at 55 inches, and I need 4 pieces at 4 feet. So 4 feet is going to be the length, and then the 55 inches is going to be the height. And always remember, safety first, always with these. So now that we got all the frame wood cut, we're gonna stain them before we actually start to assemble them. This way, when we start putting the cross members in, we don't have to worry about getting in there with the brush and trying to get a good stain in there. So meanwhile, while they are being dried, I'm gonna go cut the lawn. My helpers. I'm going to make a lap joint. Lap joint is where I cut half of a 2x4 away, and then I cut another half of another 2x4 away, and I fit it over. It's a lot sturdier, it holds a lot longer, and aesthetically it just looks a lot nicer, nice cleaner. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a series of cuts so I could just knock away those pieces of wood. So basically we got our panels done. We did the lap joints. The side is going to be on the floor is going to be 4 foot, and the height is going to be 55 inches. And this is Roxy. But we're going to check for squareness right now. So we're going to measure from corner to corner, make sure our lap joints are good and they're going to be nice and tight. So we got 69 inches that way, and we got 69 inches that way. You would think I planned it. It came out so perfect. So what we're going to do, we're going to put four screws per corner. I'm going with these deck mates are 1.25 inches. That'll give me plenty of room to catch both pieces of wood. So next step here is I want to hinge both of these two panels together so they kind of stay together and I can maneuver them any way I want. These are a couple old barn door hinges that I had it in our garage. We actually used those for the previous enclosures that I made out of pallets, which throughout time kind of just fell apart. Started to look really shabby throughout the years. That's why I took them down and I wanted to make something a little bit nicer, a little more stronger, a little more long lasting. So basically what we're going to do next is start attaching our cross members to the panels. Just standard 1x6 pressure treated wood, same stuff you got behind me on the fence that I put together actually at the beginning of this year. But what I will do is I'm going to start ripping these into different width sections just to create a little bit of an interesting pattern when you're looking at the panels from the other side. So let's get started with that. So one of the things I goofed up on when I was figuring this out is I calculated these cross members to go full length each panel, not realizing that this I need to put it on a hinge so it'll actually close into one another. And if I went butt to butt with them, I wouldn't be able to close them properly. So I went back and I cut off another inch off on each side, so that way when I close them, they don't hinder one another, and I can adjust it how I want to adjust it. So the first thing I basically did here, I wanted to put a unripped 1x6 in the center, and then I want to base the rest of my cross members to this. I want to make sure this is exactly where I want it. This will get screwed and glued in, and the only reason why I'm doing that in the center is just to create a little bit more support, keep this from twisting or bending, and I'll start staggering these as I go. Side up, follow the spacer, go right to the edge, make sure nice and snug. I got the one panel all nailed and screwed down, ready to go, and I'm just going to align these cross members to match these on the other side, and I'm going to go through the same process. I'm just going to glue and nail down, and we're all set. So this is basically it. Two panels, got a hinge, put all the cross members in. Silicone to hold the joints here just to keep the water out. And what we're going to do is, once we assemble it where it goes, we're going to touch up all the black paint and make sure we clean it up nice. So the next step in securing the panels up, like I mentioned, we cut this 1x6 pressure treated. We stained it now so we don't have to do it later. And I just cut it at an angle on the bottom just so it makes it easy for me to pound it in. And I'm going to mount that right to the side of the house here. That way we can secure it right to this and keep it from moving. That's it.
Since I can't get on the inside of this to put another bracket down on the bottom, I'm just going to put one on the outside. Just paint it black and no one will even notice it. So one of the other things we're going to do, these 100-pound propane tanks, they have these hooks on there. They're actually meant to be craned or you know, moved by some kind of hoisting system. So we're going to utilize these to stabilize this panel a little bit more. That one's stabilized over to the board. This one needs to be a little more stable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an eye hook in here, and then basically get one of these tension hooks, and just tighten it up a little bit. That way it won't swing out, it won't swing in, and keep it nice and secure. That'll keep it from flopping over that way. It's a cool little thing to have. Easy to use. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that project. It was actually a lot of fun for me to do. If you have any suggestions, I'll be very open to reading your comments down below. I'll put a link to all of the different tools and things I use to put those panels together. They'll be in the link below. I would appreciate it if you subscribe and share my video and give me some thumbs up. Since I'm new to this, I really appreciate the support.